and welcome to Crosstalk. I'm Peter Lavelle. In the wake of the UN-sponsored Goldstone report, which focused on Israel's war crimes against Gaza during the winter offensive, world opinion has put Israel on trial. Will this report and its reactions to it further promote a peace process or hinder it? To discuss this, I'm joined by Shmuel Gordon in Tel Aviv. He's an expert in international relations, strategic studies, and modern warfare. And another member of our Crosstalk team, Yelena Hanga. Mr. Gordon, what's your opinion of the report? Is it just?
This Goldstone had... Peter.
So are you telling me there's nothing the United Nations could write that you would agree with? Go right ahead.
Peter, wait a minute. So such a political, unobjective organization is not qualified to nominate such committee. This is my point of view. The others, excuse me, Peter. The other mister, he called from Sudan. Do you know that in Sudan, not only few innocent people were killed, thousands, tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 civilians were killed.
Mr. Gordon, we're focusing on the gold.
Wait a minute, Peter.
We're focusing on the Goldstone report, please.
Peter. Does the United Nations committed a committee to investigate the Sudanian crimes? No. Did in Africa millions of innocent people killed in the last 5 years? There is no committee to investigate it. Let's go further.
But there was a report on Gaza. And can we stay with Gaza, please?
Peter,
go right ahead, sir.
Peter, in Kosovo, air bombing by the NATO nations never been investigated. So how? Then
it should be investigated. Which should be. We're agreeing with you. I agree with you. It should be investigated.
But didn't.
It should be, and it was in Gaza as well. Do you think the report should have been just about Hamas? Because you seem to suggest that.
I do believe. I can't argue with a man that calls Zionism as racism. I can't. His speaking is full of lies and incorrect facts. Believe me.
The King's Torah, a settler rabbi, publishes the complete guide to killing Gentiles who threaten Israel, including children and babies.
Mr. Gordon, what about
wait a minute. So, Peter. So only Peter.
Well, in his book, the only countries that are of any worth and value are Western countries, apparently.
Excuse me. Is our IDF?
Yeah, but Mr. Gordon, when the state of Israel was established, 750,000 people lost their homes. How do you respond to that?
Who attacks whom? You come from Russia. What about Chechnya? How many crimes did you, the Russians, made over there? No committee have been built to investigate the Russian crimes against Chechnya.
And those issues have been resolved with the Chechen people. They have a legitimate government there that is actually popular. So that I don't know why you're bringing up Chechnya. The only thing we can't talk about in this program. The only thing we can't talk about in this program is Gaza, it appears.
Peter, wait.
And Chechnya is within Russia.
Make a point.
Equality between the way you judge us, the way you judge.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to have to take a short break here. There's still a lot more to talk about. We're going to talk about the Goldstone report. Stay with us here on RT.
Peter, wait a minute.
Mr. Gordon, accountability was the word that was used. Is Israel being held account for its actions in Gaza? But Mr. Goldstone's reputation is a very good one. Mr. Goldstone has a very good reputation of being a judge. Mr. Morandi in Tehran, I'd like to go back to you. He was considered a very objective judge and many other things that he's looked at.
Well, I think it is interesting to note how your guest speaks about judgment. On the one hand, the United Nations, the Security Council, is dominated by Western countries. England, France, and the United States are aligned with Israel. And on the other hand,
and we should
gentlemen,
we can
Mr. Gordon, please let him finish. Mr. Gordon, let him finish.
I don't think you can hide the crimes of your terrible regime by trying to bring in other actions that are either crimes against humanity or anywhere in the world. We're talking about Gaza. The problem is that the Israeli regime is a racist regime, and it is a criminal regime that has killed...
What about that?
I've never been to Sudan.
Can you answer me?
I'm talking about Israel. I'm talking about Gaza. You cannot hide the crimes committed against the people of Palestine. Why don't you speak up? If I continue speaking about the poor people of Gaza, why don't you jump in and talk about Rwanda or the Indians? That's not relevant to the argument. The point is that the Israeli regime by nature is racist, and that is why it does not have moral legitimacy.
The King's Torah, a settler rabbi, publishes the complete guide to killing Gentiles who threaten Israel, including children and babies.
In a chapter entitled The Killing of Gentiles in Wartime, the rabbi writes, "In any circumstances where the presence of a Gentile causes danger to Israel, it is permitted to kill the Gentile." In addition, he says, in cases where there is a strong suspicion that someone will continue persecuting Jews, it is permissible to kill him, even if at this moment he is not actively persecuting.
The UN Security Council is dominated by Western powers. Many of the even human rights bodies in the world, such as Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, these are Western organizations that are ideologically bound to the West. Even they believe that Israel has been committing criminal acts. The fact that the Palestinian people, not only in Gaza, but throughout Palestine, have been denied access to water is itself shameful. Beyond that, even Palestine...
Okay, so, what about Sudan? How can you talk from Sudan about racism, about killing, about crimes? Your government is one of the most criminal governments in the world.
Mr. Gordon, nobody can question Israel. No one can question Israel. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying...
But that's what it sounds like you're saying.
That this Goldstone had... Peter, I accept any objective committee. I would even join it. Even testify. I have no problems with it.
But who would that be? Who could do that?
Wait a minute, Peter. Mr. Goldstone has a long reputation of talking against Israel. He was preoccupied. Why he was nominated as the head of the committee? Because the United Nations knew that he is anti-Israelis. Do you understand me?
Listen to the Kuwaiti representative to the United Nations in Geneva.
When a person commits a crime, the court of justice, in the court of justice, he will get either life imprisonment or capital punishment. But when a member state, a high contracting party of Geneva Convention, an occupying power, instead of protecting the civilians, they kill the civilians. They kill international humanitarian law, and then they kill what we call Geneva Conventions. Why? You know why? Because Israel is untouchable. Yes. Because there is no accountability. That's why. Because Israel does what happened in the novel of Agatha Christie, escaped with murder.
All right, in the interest of being balanced here. No, in the interest of being balanced, Mr. Gordon, let me finish. No, let me finish this time.
Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian.
I'm afraid we've run out of time, gentlemen. We certainly didn't solve any problems here, and unfortunately didn't talk enough about the Goldstone report.
Peter, wait a minute. Peter, wait a minute.